Okay, so I'm ready to give you my information on the paper that I just marked. I'll just remember I'm doing May June 2022, and I'm going to just point out some of the inconsistencies that I saw that, well, sorry, I shouldn't say inconsistencies. I should say inaccuracies. Some of the inaccuracies that I saw in this paper, and some of it is like typical of what students would make, because again, English seems to be a subject in which people don't practice the writing, and the purpose of the exam is to judge your writing. So if you're just reading the textbook for English, waste of time. All right. So one thing you want to do for summary, for the main points, you need to give a full and complete sentence. You can't just write people. You can't do that. I'm so sorry. That's not going to garner you any kind of marks. You can't write a random word, even if it's from the passage, and even if I look at it and be like, oh yes, alternative sentencing, that's definitely from the passage. You can't do that. It's not going to explain anything to me, the person marking your paper, in terms of knowing that you understand what you just looked at. So no random words and no random phrases that lead nowhere, like the rich people did it. That's not what my student wrote. I'm giving you examples. But if you do that, you're not going to garner marks. I'm so sorry, right? And by the way, based on the mark scheme, this is not judged per question. It's not like, ooh, 1 mark per question. It's your overall contribution to the question. That's how this is judged, okay? Then when we come to the actual summary itself, please write your summary in 1 paragraph. You need to do 1 paragraph summaries. Of course, make sure it's 120 words, not more than 120 words, but please ensure it's 1 single paragraph. Now I'm going on to section B, which is a section that I think most students can really, as we say in Trinidad, since it's carnival season, mash it up. However, this is email. Now, email is nice. Email is simple. I have not seen any, maybe I missed it. It could be, so if you know where it's located in writing, let me know. I've not seen any feedback from CXE in terms of when you do an email, whether they want the email address or the person's names. Because when you're sending an email, sometimes the name comes up, but I recommend that you put an email address because it's email. Where are you gonna send it to? It's email, right? So make a fake email. That's all you gotta do, right? When you're doing your subject for the emails, subjects for emails and like reports are not long. They're not. This is the email that I am sending to you because unfortunately all my books were destroyed because there was this natural disaster and I really need permission. So that's not what my student wrote. However, please, short, sweet, to the point. Right, so for this one, a great one will be permission to submit SBA late due to unfortunate circumstances. Right? And nice, short and sweet. Short, sweet. Okay, but normally this is a section that is really context driven. So answer as a person, be mindful who you're sending it to. If you are sending a very formal request like this to your teacher, you are going to be polite. Even if you and your teacher are like boss, partners, horses, that kind of thing, you still need to be polite. Okay, I hope you got that. All right, so short story. This is the year with the horrible man in the whole picture. My student didn't do man in the whole. Amen. He did the written prompt, and okay, I CXE guys, CXE, you all know that. Me too. For the written prompt, they said include the sentence, at least in that year. I think I've seen it changed in 2023. But that year they said include the sentence. Don't add to the sentence. Include the entire sentence exactly as you saw the sentence. That's just my recommendation. You have to learn how to plan stories, beginning, middle, end, and focus on a character. There must be a problem. I must be engaged emotionally, aesthetically. This is not a section that requires you to be logical, it'll be too boring. And actually the student really did a good job. It's a very interesting conflict, right? But you also don't want to ramble too much in terms of just adding random dialogue that goes nowhere. It does not help your paper. And then we're going to section D. Listen, guys, I really want to come to schools and see what happens, because I think I'm truly confused about what's going on in schools. I think I am. Honestly, I think I'm confused. But when you're doing an argumentative, you need to pick a side. Do not pick a side and then don't support it. It won't work. And you need to let me know what side you're picking. You do need to let me know what side you're picking. And you need to stick to it with a thesis statement. Just stick to it. That's what you need to do. The final thing that I would say or recommend for you to be mindful of as you're writing your responses, and guys, we're in the exam year, you should be practicing how you respond and stuff like that. Don't just be caught up in SBAs. Please make time for this. Yes, you need your SBAs, you do need them, but you need to practice for the actual papers too, right? Please practice to write legibly. I don't know if they're doing English electronically, which would have been fun. I type all my documents, but please practice to write legibly. If I can't read what you wrote, can I mark it? Can't, right? Second thing is, I do believe a lot of you have not learned to plan. So every past paper for English has a section that says, hey, a plan box. I call them plan boxes, right? There's a plan box, and a lot of you don't know how to use a plan box. You can't plan every single question in this paper. I teach my students how to plan, including the time they should take to plan for every single question. So if it is you plan, you're actually going to end up with less scratches on your paper because you changed your mind or inspiration struck mid-sentence, right? You're not going to be, and you're going to also be better prepared to respond to the paper. All right, so that's my feedback. Again, this was in May-June 2022. I know there's no paper. I'll see what I can do to do this with a paper, me showing you, with me live marking a paper so that you can see it. And yes, hope this was helpful. If you benefited from this, please like and share if you know someone who would benefit, as well as comment below if it is you have any suggestions or comments or questions about the exam. This has been Miss Chanel, Language Success Coach. Bye.